TvZ. There are a few different ways you can play it. If they're going Roach Ravager, normally you want tanks. If they're going Ling Bane, you normally want mines. You can choose to still play mines and just play a much more counterattack focused style against Roach Ravager, but I'm just kind of going through the broad strokes, right? The standard way of doing things. So you go tanks if they're going Roach Ravager. You go mines if they're going Ling Bane. Okay, cool. All right, what else? Second factory. When do you get a second factory? That's totally up to you. Now, if you're someone who likes a frontal push and you really want to have a kind of blossoming out of control, a lot of people will like to add a second factory after they've got their 5 barracks up, but before they go up to 8 barracks. So if you do that, you need to take your 5th and 6th gas on your 3rd base faster, get that second factory up very soon after your 5 barracks are down, and go into either double tank production if it's Roach Ravager, or you get tunneling claws and you make Thors out of it against Ling Bane. And that's a very good kind of like, whoa, you hit this sick like 2-2 timing, like, I don't know, 8-10 Widow Mines with tunneling claws and like a single Thor, and you've got this massive bio army, and it's this very powerful point where you want to get a lot of damage done before Hive starts. But just generally getting up to that point, you should always be clearing creep. The moment you have Medivacs out, you should be clearing creep. You should be constantly in the middle of the map or on the edge of creep with whatever units you have out there, because there's such a long delay before mutas get on the map. So yeah, that's the most important thing. Normally you aim to get damage done before they get out of control, right? You aim to get damage done before the Zerg gets to Hive and 80 drones. If the Zerg just sits on like 60 drones and masses mutilating Bane, isn't going for Hive, you know, you're not seeing crazy drone counts, you're not as pressured to push, you can take more time. But if you see a Zerg and you like spot his 4th base is already covered in drones really early, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? You're like, I need to do more damage. So scouting how fast the Zerg is going to Hive and how fast the Zerg is droning their newest bases gives you a big inclination of, do I play super aggressively or do I play the other way? If you don't like the second factory style, some people like to just go straight up to 8 barracks and just go bam. So normally 3 more tech labs. Sometimes it's 2 more tech labs and 1 more reactor if you want a few more marines. And it's just like bam, relentless bio, dropping at the same time. And you just keep pushing and you just kind of aim to overwhelm with your macro. And almost always in ZVT, because you have to be aggressive as the Terran, you want to only take your 4th base after you've got that 8 barracks and the fact, or 8 barracks up, or the 8 barracks and you know, the second factory. Sometimes you'll only go 7 barracks if you get a second factory, because you can't really afford to have a 3rd, you know, a 4th tech lab. You don't really need it. Likewise, if you go pure bio, you don't get the second factory, then you want to add a second starport at some point to get double reactor libs to help you deal with ultras. And it's just still very tempo focused. It's very short-term focused. If they get corruptors out, like, you just need to have overpowering numbers. You just need to have enough liberators, marines, and mortars to just blast everything through on the ground so that your marines can chase off any corruptors killing your liberators. Bum, 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 bum.